Ayubowan. Dhammo have rakkati dhammachare. He who lives by the Dhamma is well protected by the Dhamma. So I warmly welcome all of you to Dhammahadaya, the Monday's Dhamma discussion. You all have been looking forward to listen to and to watch. And today I have a resource person who is very well known to you, but he wasn't here for some time. So let me remind you about him, and let me also introduce him to the viewers who are with us for the first time. He is none other than Professor Wasantha Gunathunga, Professor in Community Medicine at Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. So as you know, we take a different theme every day. So when I asked Professor what theme we should discuss today, since he's from a university, he told me, let's talk about a university. But this is a very special university. So while warmly welcoming you to Dhammahadaya, I would like you to initiate this discussion about this special university. What is it?
Thank you, Sevandi, for inviting me again to this discussion. When you asked me what to discuss today, I thought we experience a different university within the mind, those who can enter the mind, and I called it the university in mind. We need to discuss what exactly is this, and we know the university is around, and once you pass A levels, you go to university, and then you study there, you learn a lot, you become an educated person in the university and a graduate. And then what is the university within the mind? Now this is an experience that a person who knows how to look into the mind, dwell in the mind, and look around within the mind will experience. So we will try to look at the analogy. Now when you say a university, in a university there is a wealth of experience, wealth of knowledge. More than the knowledge, experience is very important. So the person who goes into the mind should have a method of going into the mind, studying mind, looking around in the mind, and then ultimately a person who is capable of exceptional capabilities of non-attachment and related other capabilities. So the wisdom a person gets within the university in mind, we need to discuss. So first of all, we'll try to discuss how we enter the university in mind. Now we have a method of entering the universities
and
in
it's
the world.
Pretty tough. It's a competition over there to enter the university, but the university of mind, yes sir, how do you enter?
Yeah, it's pretty tough too.
Okay.
But that is not impossible. So you need to learn to look into your mind, to observe your mind, and to see what happens within the mind. You need to have a method for that, and the Buddha taught us a method of exploring mind and then learning within the mind, and what to learn and what not to learn, and what wisdom to acquire are all very well spelled out. So you know, there are three constituents of any individual, be it human or animal. There are three constituents. We have the physical body that anybody sees. When we move about, you see the physical body. And then one has the mind. The mind people don't see, and a person cannot see his or her own mind, and ordinary person cannot do that. And
but
then
we are aware that it's there, though perhaps we cannot see.
Certainly yes. We are. Some people are aware. Some people are. They are not aware even that. You know, they just go on, and then absolutely no idea whether there's a mind. And then we have the third component, the store of thoughts. We call it consciousness here. That stores our knowledge, values, attitudes, the experiences, and the fact that we have a degree, I am a graduate and I feel very proud, and that is in that consciousness all recorded. That is our command center, that is our record room, and the hard disk, if you take the computer terms. And then we have these three constituents: body, mind, and the consciousness. So, for us to start observing the mind, we need to stop the moving parts. There are two main moving parts, that is the physical body. We walk about, we maneuver things, handle and use our fingers, feet, face, and every part of the body. It's all the time moving. And then we have the other moving component, which is the mind. Now, you just try watching two moving things at the same time in different ways. You can't keep track of it.
Yes, you can't.
You need to stop one. Which one is easy to stop? It is the body. So, you stop your body so that you have only one moving component, which is the mind. Now, what you do is, for you to stop your body, you need to go somewhere and sit down and then stay calm. The best method to sit down is the lotus position, the meditating position, cross-legged. Why do I say that is the best position?
Being a doctor, of course, you know.
Not because I am a doctor.
Okay.
I went a little beyond.
Okay. So.
I think being an ordinary doctor cannot fathom this. And you sit in the cross-legged position, then at one point of time, your mind gets separated from your physical body. You have to go to a certain level to do that. And then the physical body is on its own, and it has to stay on its own like a rock without falling onto a side. So, if you sit on a chair, you are not balanced. You go this way or that way. But if you cross leg, you have a base to stand on, sit on, and it looks like a little stupa. You have the head, the physical body, and then the base.
Yeah, a stupa or like a pyramid, or the stupa,
Yes.
the formation.
Yeah, stupa like. So, it is stable. So, you sit in that position. That is the favorite position for meditators right along for this reason. And you do not need furniture. It just you need a little maybe a little pillow, or if you are in the jungle, a few little stack of leaves or something to get the height, and that is
just to interrupt you a little there, sir, what if someone is incapable in sitting in this cross-legged position?
Yeah.
Is it okay to sit in any position in that case?
Yeah, it's a very good question, because not everybody can sit like that. Now, sometimes you feel difficult to sit in that position. It does not mean that you can't, but a person who has inherent difficulty or some kind of a illness where you can't bend
arthritis
your,
or
yes,
some.
and then what is required is to keep the body still. So, you sit in a comfortable way. Initially what is necessary is to keep the body still, and then you sit, if you can't sit on the ground, you sit in a chair like this, and then you decide that I will stay in this position for say 15 minutes, and then you sit down and close your eyes. You do not talk, you close your mouth, and then you start watching your own mind. That is how you start it. How do you watch your mind? You have to, mind is not something physical, it is a function. to see a function, you need to see the function.
Yeah.
What you do is you give a task to the mind. The task is that you ask the mind to scan the body. For that you use few parts of the body. You can use 25 body parts or 6 parts. We will take 6 parts for ease of description, which you can do use to practice. Head, right arm, chest, left arm, right leg, left leg. And what you do is you take the mind along these 6 body parts in circles.
It's a mental scanning.
It's a mental scanning of the body. You scan the body because you don't use any other object to scan, because you have the physical body all the time. So, wherever you go, you have your meditating equipment.
Yes.
So, that is one. So, that brings me into some different aspect, because you need to protect this body until you reach Nibbana, because this equipment is necessary for you to reach up to Nibbana, to do the contemplation on the body, the Kayanupassana or body scan, the word that we used here. You need to do it until you get into Nibbana. So, you must not neglect your physical body. So, you need to keep it also. So, that is something that is important that we should remember.
Yeah.
So, now you sit still and you get your mind to scan your body. You use loving kindness as a tool of removing attachment, and how you do it is this, and you take your mind to the top of head and contemplate in your mind, may all be well, happy and peaceful. May all be well, happy and peaceful. සියලු සත්වයෝ නිරෝගී වෙත්වා, නිදුක් වෙත්වා, සුවපත් වෙත්වා. You don't include myself here. And that is necessary, because the moment you include myself, you initiate an attachment. So, myself is not here in this exercise. So, then you come to.
So, you do that while scanning your head?
Yes, you take, now you have closed your eyes and you don't know technically, you don't see your head, unless you imagine the picture that you saw when you go in front of the mirror. You don't do that either. So, when you don't recall your picture that you saw in the mirror, and you have now closed your eyes, and then you take your mind to the top of the head and you don't see any picture. You just take the mind where the head is, and then you don't see anything. You need to practice this for you to experience. And
yeah, I have just a little question, sir.
Yeah.
But can you concentrate on 2 things? Because you have taken your mind right up to here, and then you think of loving kindness.
Yeah.
Can you do it? I mean, 2 things.
Yes. In fact, there are no 2 things.
Okay.
You take your mind to the top of the head, and you don't visualize the top of the head, and mind is just there somewhere in that area, and you say, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Just leave that and come to the right arm. Say, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Chest, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Left arm, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Right leg, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Left leg, may all be well, happy and peaceful. Go back to the top of the head. And now, using loving kindness as a means of removing attachment, you let the mind travel along these body parts, and this travel is a non-attached travel, and non-attachment is achieved using loving kindness, and then you keep doing this. Now, when you do this, I invite the viewers to do this for half a minute, 30 seconds. Close your eyes and sit wherever you are, and the same position that you were sitting. Close your eyes for 30 seconds and start doing this and just observe what happens. I will give you 30 seconds. Okay, exactly seconds. I heard the tick of the clock. Now, look, you take the mind along these body parts, and you can't do it 100%. You hear various things, people talking outside, various other noises like noises on the TVs, radios, and various things, and that is the noises that you see hear from outside. You also can feel various smells, and if somebody is cooking in the kitchen, you get that smell, and then it can attract your mind. So, it is not easy to let the mind travel along this path, and mind gets attached, and you see this, and you a lot of people, when they start meditation, they say at the end, oh, my mind is all over the place, and I don't know I can ever meditate, and that is the first response. So, don't worry about this, that is how everybody starts. So, but you have achieved a lot, because you have seen the mind for the first time, and that is how the mind behaves at the beginning, and this mind is like that right throughout, and we didn't see it, and we have been right behind the mind, going where the mind wants us to go, and then that is what we have been doing all these years. So, now we train the mind to be a little decent, be a little disciplined, and then now we let go all these noises outside, and let go all these nice smells coming from the kitchen and all that, and let go other tactile sensation. If you feel the fan blowing on your body or things like that, you let go, and then those are the outside things. Within the physical body, when you keep sitting for a while, you feel the need to change your posture. Now, here there is a huge discipline involved in this exercise. You do not move. So, you do not move your physical body, and when you do not move your physical body, it starts paining.
And it gets numb sometimes.
Gets numb, you feel various difficulties. What do you do with that? When you feel pain, the mind gets there, unless the mind is there, you can't feel the pain. What you do is, you use loving kindness to let go pain as well, and you say, you stop this body scan for a while where you were, and take the mind to that painful point, and then to the painful point you say, may all be well, happy and peaceful 3 times, and then bring the mind back.
You should say, may all be happy, or may that painful part.
May all be.
Okay.
Yes. Sila satya nirogi vetta nidukha vetta supath vetta. Not the painful place, not the pain either.
Okay.
So, what you want is to bring the mind back. So, the tool is the general loving kindness, and there is a big theory behind that, which I will probably explain later. And you bring the mind back, and then you continue with the body scan, and then you feel the pain somewhere else, and you do the same thing to the place, and at one point of time this body becomes a cluster of pains all over the place. So, you apply loving kindness here, here, and that is only what you are doing, and that is the contemplation on pain. And then at one point of time you become able to let go this pain and take your mind successfully into the body scan again, and when you do that successfully, you let go pain 100%. And when you take the mind back 100%, whatever the pain, wherever the pain, you don't feel it. So, this is a very crucial point in this exercise, because you may have heard that when you attain a certain level, certain fruition in the path, after that you don't go to hell when you die.
Yeah.
That is the first fruition of the path, Sotapanna.
Yeah, before you come to that point, sir, I was about to ask you. Now, since we started off talking about the University of Mind, so I was about to ask you, what are the degrees and diplomas available there?
Yeah.
So, are you coming to that point? Were you?
We are about to achieve the first degree.
Okay, please.
So, the first rather continuous assessment test that we pass when we get into the Sotapanna. And that the being able to let go of pain is a requirement, prerequisite to get into that. So, before you get into the Sotapanna state, the first fruition of the path, you should be able to let go pain, and you should be able to meditate without feeling pain. And that is how, when you are given some pain on the physical body, when the pain is inflicted, you take the mind off and you don't feel it, and you have the training and you know that you can do it. So, a person who attains the first fruition of the path knows that he has attained it. There is no doubt about it. So, once you go beyond